Well, hey y'all, today we're gonna do something else in the air fryer, and I'm gonna open it up so it'll be a little bit more quiet because it'll heat back up lickety split. It only takes 3 minutes to get to 400 degrees, and that's what we're gonna be cooking these baked potatoes on. The first thing I'm gonna do, I took some frozen bacon out, and you can type in Kimmy's Southern Cooking freezing bacon, and you can look up how we did these. And I'm just gonna put them in there frozen like this. I'll check on them, and as they thaw, I'll unroll them and we'll cook them. But what I have here is 3 bacon potatoes, or as my mama would call them, Irish potatoes. I've washed them and scrubbed them because we're going to take these, we're going to make a baked potato out of this, and then we're going to make a potato skin for the big game that's coming. Did y'all hear about that big game? It's not my Razorbacks in it, but it's going to be a couple of good football teams. But I've washed and scrubbed them real well, and I've dried them, and I've poked them all with a fork. Now, some things say you don't have to poke them with a fork if you cook them in the air fryer. I say why not? An ounce of prevention is worth me not making a mess and have to clean up. You can use your favorite oil, whether it's, I'm going to use olive oil, you can use avocado oil, coconut oil, your favorite oil, and I'm just going to drizzle these, and we're going to have our clean hands. Let me open my salt first so I don't have to touch that. Okay. All right, so here we go. We're just gonna get these coated really well with some olive oil. And I'm just using regular salt on these. You can use any kind of spices that you want, but I'm just gonna use regular salt, and these will be fine because we're gonna do some more yummy stuff to it. So I'm just gonna sprinkle a little bit of salt. Let's just do it like this. We're just going to get at it, aren't we? All right, let's just rub the salt in there real good. We're going to just get that rubbed in real good. And I'm going to take my tray and put it in here. Maybe. Okay. And I'm just going to put these potatoes on it. And I'm going to set my timer for about 30 minutes, and then we will check it, and we will turn them over and we'll test them to see how done they are. So let me just, I've got it turned on 400, and let's see, I'm going to take my timer up to 30 minutes. And while this is doing its thing, I'm going to make a mayonnaise barbecue sauce, and whenever this comes out, I'm going to use some barbecue spice in it too, because we're going to take it a barbecue route today. So I'll see y'all back in just a little bit, and we'll check on these potatoes. Okay, y'all, I let these cook at 400 for 30 minutes, and then I took them out and I tested them with my little skewer, and they were still not done in the middle. So I turned them over and I let them cook another 15 minutes, and now they're just right. So I'm just going to get these out. And I'm gonna let these cool before I ever even attempt to slice them. So let me set this out of our way. We're gonna put together a real quick little mayonnaise drizzle for this. It's gonna be delicious. And there's not really any measurements, y'all. You just have to measure with your heart. So I'm just gonna take about, that looks like, what, about a 1/4 cup, you reckon? And then your favorite barbecue sauce, and I'm gonna use Sweet Baby Ray's. And I'm going to use about half as much barbecue sauce that I have mayonnaise. There we go. And then my very favorite barbecue spice is from the barbecue king himself, Myron Mixon. And this is my very, very favorite. It's just perfect to me. And I'll include that at the end, but I just love it. It just hits right on all it hits right, as the kids say. So I'm going to add just, does that look like a 1/4 teaspoon or so? And we're just going to mix this up. Now, I tried this the other day with Heinz 57, and that was a no-go for us. But if you like Heinz 57, try that. Or chili sauce, or just open up your refrigerator, y'all. Check that door out. You know you got some good stuff in there. And you can just whip it up yourself. A really good dip for like shrimp that you wrapped in bacon, you cooked on the smoker, is half mayonnaise and half yellow mustard. And it's just really good. That's not right, not yellow mustard. Ketchup. Yeah, ketchup. All right, y'all. Let's just see what we think about this. That's pretty perfect right there. Okay. I'm gonna let these potatoes cool, and then we'll get back together when it's time to scoop them out and turn them into our potato skins. But right now, they are the perfect baked potato. But I'm gonna let them cool, and then we'll get to getting on that other thing. So, see y'all back here in just a little bit. Okay, I have let them cool. I've sliced some of them open, and I've scooped out the middle. But what I'm gonna tell you on these potatoes, a lot of times they're not going to be perfectly round. They're going to have a little bit of one side's going to be flatter than the other. And so I just take a gander at them, look at them, and kind of see where the flat side is. And then you'll cut so that when you open it up, the flat side will be down. And what I like to do is then I go ahead and I just cut them in half. And what I do is I take my sharp knife. This works better than a spoon. If I use a spoon, I'm going to make a mess and I'm going to lose the integrity of the shells. But I'm just going to take my knife and leave some of the flesh around by the skin and just come around there. You're not going to touch the bottom of the potato at all. And then you're just going to kind of slice like that, and it'll just pop out. And if you want to take some more off, you can, but you don't want to have just the shell. You want to have some of the good stuff in it there too. So I'll do one more, and then I'll show you how I'm going to put these together. I'm going to turn my air fryer back on 400. Get a little more out of that one. Okay, let me set this out of the way, and I'll show you what I'm going to do on the rest of these. Alrighty, I'm going to take my little tray, and I'm just going to put my potato skins on there. And then I have a spray bottle here. Hang on a minute, y'all. I got to get myself together. I've got a spray bottle that I've added oil to. I'm just going to spray the insides of these shells just a little bit so they won't dry out. And I'm going to use my favorite barbecue seasoning. And I'm just going to do it like this. And I'm going to put just a little bit in each one. Okay, these are done. I've sprayed them. I put a little barbecue seasoning in them. I've turned my oven back on 400. And I'm going to slip this first tray in while I get the rest of them finished up. And I'm going to let these cook until they're kind of a golden brown. And then we'll get back together and we'll put the cheese on them. So I'll see you back in a minute. Okay, this first batch took about 7 minutes and they look good to me. Now, your potatoes will take the time that they take because every potato is a different size. And so you just have to keep your eye on it. Now, I have a package of Kobe Jack, 8-ounce Kobe Jack. And I've shredded the entire thing because I have got other plans for the rest of this. So why wash that shredder twice? So I'm just going to put my cheese in here. My very favorite cheese in this though is sharp cheddar. But today we're working with Kobe Jack and that'll be just as delicious. And because I want every layer of this to have flavor, you know, we put the barbecue seasoning in the bottom. I'm going to sprinkle a little more barbecue seasoning on top before I put these back in there. Okay, now we're just going to put a little bit more seasoning on the top here. Just a little bit. Because we want to layer all these good flavors together. Now I'm going to go ahead and put just a little bit of bacon on top of it. You can wait until it comes out, but I like the bacon to be warm also. And then we're just going to put these back in this little oven till this gets melty. Now you don't want to melt it too long because then your bacon, I mean not your bacon, but your cheese will roll out. And you don't want that. Absolutely not. Okay, let's just open her back up and put this back in. And I'm gonna do this other tray, and then we'll get back together when these are ready to sample. So see you back here in a minute. Okay, y'all, they are all out. And what I did, I put them on a rimmed cookie sheet. And if you can see, I tilted them up so that the cheese would not pour out. Can you see kind of? So they're all in the right order, so the cheese will get down in the bottom. So anyway, we're just gonna get us one right here. And we're gonna put a dollop of daisy on it. And we're gonna put some of our delicious barbecue mayonnaise on there. Just drizzle it. Of course, yours will be pretty when y'all do it. It'll be better looking than mine. So let's just get us a bite and see what we think. The very first time I had potato skin was at TGI Fridays in Memphis, Tennessee in 1977. And it was wonderful. I never had anything like that in my life. It was fantastic. Now they're in the game, y'all. You got the Chiefs and the Eagles. So let's do a scientific test. If you think the Eagles are gonna win, give a thumbs up. If you think the Chiefs are gonna win, give a heart. And then we'll see, because we know what's going on, don't we? We sure do. Let's get us a taste. Y'all, that is good. That barbecue seasoning throughout, and that little bit of sauce that we put on, that cream cheese kind of cools it down. This is wonderful. And I saved the inside of the potato skins, and we'll be doing something with that later. So waste not, want not. All right, y'all. I hope your team wins. And it's just gonna be a fun afternoon for everybody. So, and I always like the commercials. So I'll see y'all next time. Bye, y'all.